In life, we are often confronted by enemies, those who seek to harm us, belittle us, or undermine our efforts. But the Stoic knows that real strength does not lie in meeting violence with violence, nor in lowering oneself to the level of one's opponent. Instead, the Stoic fights an entirely different battle, a battle within. As the philosopher Seneca once said, "The greatest victory is to conquer yourself." Our enemies, however fierce, can never truly harm us unless we allow them to stir up destructive emotions within ourselves. The Stoic path teaches us that these emotions, anger, jealousy, hatred, are chains that bind us, making us slaves to those we seek to defeat. To break free from these chains is to disarm your enemy without lifting a single weapon. Let us walk this path together and destroy our enemies through a strength far more powerful than force. The mastery of ourselves. Number 1. Master your mind. Master your enemy. To destroy your enemy without fighting them, you must first destroy the part of yourself that is vulnerable to their attacks. Epictetus teaches us that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Your enemy's words, actions, and schemes hold no power over you unless you grant them control over your mind. Imagine this. Your enemy hurls insults at you, spreads lies, or tries to drag your name through the mud. These are external provocations, and they have no real power, unless you give them power. The true battleground lies within, and your weapon is reason. By mastering your thoughts, you render your enemy powerless. They may rage against you, but their fury will be met with silence. Their provocations will fall on a mind that remains calm, unmoved by external forces. This is the first and most crucial step in neutralizing your foe. In this state of mind, your enemy cannot touch you. They may plot, they may scheme, but your mental resilience forms an unbreakable barrier. You become untouchable, not by overpowering them, but by refusing to allow their actions to control your inner peace. Number 2, rise above emotion. Anger is a poison, not only to the mind, but to the soul. It clouds our judgment, warps our perspective, and leaves us vulnerable to making rash decisions. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, reminds us that the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. When faced with an enemy's provocations, it's easy to succumb to anger. You feel the heat rising within you. Your heart pounds, and your mind races to strike back. But consider this. If your enemy seeks to stir your emotions, do not give them the satisfaction. Instead, rise above. Remain calm in the face of provocation, and you not only deny your enemy the reaction they crave, but you elevate yourself to a position of power. Your enemy may be overcome with anger, but you, serene and collected, retain control. In that moment, you are untouchable. Their fury is a storm that passes while you remain like a mountain, unmoved. True victory comes from serenity in the face of chaos. Number 3, show indifference to insults. Our enemies will often attempt to undermine us with insults, mocking our character, attacking our reputation. But what power does an insult have when we ourselves remain indifferent to it? As Epictetus wisely said, "If you are irritated by every rub, how will you be polished?" Imagine a scenario where your enemy throws verbal barbs at you, mocking your choices, attacking your beliefs, trying to chip away at your dignity. Most people might feel the urge to retaliate or to defend their honor. But the Stoic way is different. Your enemy's words are nothing more than empty sounds, meaningless unless you assign them meaning. Let their insults roll off you like water, unmoved and undisturbed. This indifference is not a sign of weakness, but of supreme strength. The more indifferent you are, the more helpless your enemy becomes. They will struggle to provoke you, frustrated by their inability to control your emotions, while you remain poised, unaffected, and in control. Number 4, practice patience and endurance. The Stoic knows that time is a powerful ally. In the face of aggression, the best course of action is often no action at all. Enemies reveal themselves through impatience, expecting us to respond in kind. But the one who waits, who endures, is often the one who triumphs in the end. Seneca, a master of this philosophy, taught that the bravest sight in the world is to see a great man struggling against adversity. This means that enduring the actions of your enemy without retaliation is a show of immense strength. While your enemy grows impatient, expecting you to fight back, you stand firm, undisturbed by their provocations. Patience becomes your shield. Your enemy, consumed by their desire for conflict, will eventually tire, while you remain steady. Their rage fades, their schemes unravel, and you emerge stronger for having endured without losing your composure. Number 5, use silence as your weapon. Sometimes, the most powerful response is no response at all. Silence, when used intentionally, can be a devastating weapon against those who seek to provoke you. In their frustration, they may shout louder, act more irrationally, or reveal the true depths of their weaknesses. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that the best answer to anger is silence. Silence speaks volumes. It shows that their actions are beneath your concern, that you are governed not by the whims of others, but by your own reason and discipline. Consider a heated argument. Your enemy is shouting, attempting to provoke you. Instead of engaging, you remain silent. In that silence, you hold immense power. Your enemy grows more frustrated, revealing their own insecurities and lack of control, while you demonstrate mastery over yourself. This silence becomes a mirror, reflecting their own failings back to them. Number 6, focus on self-improvement, not revenge. A Stoic knows that the best way to defeat an enemy is not to focus on them at all, but to focus on oneself. As Marcus Aurelius teaches us, the best way to avenge yourself is to not be like them. Revenge may seem sweet, but it is short-lived. It ties you to your enemy, binding you to their actions and emotions. Instead of plotting revenge, channel your energy into becoming a better version of yourself. By improving your mind, your character, and your actions, you rise above the pettiness of conflict. Imagine your enemy trying to drag you into their negative world, but you, focused on your own growth, rise higher. Your enemy, obsessed with bringing you down, will find themselves consumed by their own negativity while you continue to grow. This growth is the ultimate victory because it is a victory over your own lower nature, not just over them. Number 7, embrace forgiveness. Finally, the most difficult yet most powerful way to destroy your enemy is through forgiveness. Forgiveness, in the Stoic sense, is not about weakness or submission. It is about releasing the hold that hatred has over you. Seneca once said, "To forgive is the highest, most beautiful form of love. In return, you will receive untold peace and happiness." By forgiving your enemy, you free yourself from the burden of anger and resentment. You rise above the conflict entirely, leaving them to grapple with their own malice. In forgiving, you transcend the petty battles of the world and attain a peace that no enemy can ever touch. This peace, this inner freedom, is your ultimate triumph. In the end, the greatest victory is not over our enemies, but over ourselves. The true Stoic destroys their enemy without fighting them, not by force or manipulation, but through the mastery of their own mind emotions, and actions. Together, we can rise above the pettiness of revenge and embody the strength that comes from self-control and fortitude. Let us destroy our enemies by becoming untouchable, and in doing so, transform ourselves into something far greater than any conflict can diminish. This is the path of the Stoic, and together, we walk it. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for watching,